General Hospital, Britt's mystery boss, a shocking past return? General Hospital sees Britt Westbourne. Kelly Thiebaud is answering to somebody. A mysterious guy boss whose identity hasn't been revealed. We'll also consider whether he is a villain from GH's past who has come back from the dead. General Hospital mystery, who is Britt Westbourne's sinister boss? Please hit that subscribe button if you're not already following us as we dive into who might have been resurrected. Is this bad boss forcing Britt Westbourne to help him do evil science for very wicked reasons? I mean, Britt herself should be dead at this point. So, don't tell me somebody can't come back from the dead and be the boss. She's not dead. She's living in Croatia at that posh resort that doubles as a sinister science center. Jason Morgan's Steve Burton ex-lover is on a very short lease. She is being forced to work in the lab or else she won't get her life-saving Huntington's drug that she needs to keep going. WSB, 5 Poppies Resort and the evil science plotline. We know that Pascal Mark Forget is the manager of the 5 Poppies Resort. He seems to be a minion of the big boss and the guy who's handling Britt on a day-to-day basis. But Pascal is not Britt Westbourne's boss. He's middle management in this wicked regime. Plus, we know bad guy Professor Henry Dalton, Daniel Goddard, and evil Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, are also working either with or for this mystery boss. The whole cabal is on Jack Brennan's, Chris McKenna radar and the WSB's radar because whatever work they're doing is dangerous and illegal. GH history, WSB's past with Anna Devane, Valentine Cassadine and Andre Maddox. However, I think the WSB wants this scientific research to use for their own purposes. We know from Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, Valentine Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, and Andre Maddox, Anthony Montgomery that there's been a lot of sketchy stuff in the past with WSB related to experiments, mind control, and all kinds of dodgy science. Britt Westbourne herself was brought back from the dead. That's another reason we're wondering if General Hospital resurrected a villain from the past to be her big boss. Theories, who could be Britt Westbourne's big boss? We've heard some rumors about casting that have us thinking the mystery man might be somebody whose name we know. Even if they have a new face, the known name is significant. The first person to consider as the big boss is Britt Westbourne's dad, Caesar Faison Anders Hove. If you're a longtime General Hospital fan, you know that he's Britt's father and Liesel's ex. He is a top-tier villain, one of the worst in GH's history. Caesar Faison, could GH's infamous villain be back? Faison was absolutely diabolical. He was totally obsessed with Anna Devane. He was known for kidnapping, brainwashing, wearing masks to impersonate people, torture, and murder, all the bad stuff. Faison was head of the DVX cartel, which was kind of the flip side to the WSB. They had double agents working there. Anna Devane's sister, Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, was working with the DVX and at one point, Anna was too. There was some stuff about their memories being overlapped. It's messy. Helena Cassadine Constance Towers was part of that with the DVX. She's another top villain I would love to see as the mystery boss. Except we know it's a man, not a woman. A bunch of people have clearly said he when talking about this person, including Sidwell, Britt Westbourne, Pascal, and others. Is Britt's dad controlling her with the Huntington's drug? Plus, Faison passed that Huntington's disease gene onto Britt. The boss is supplying her with medication to control that illness. So maybe Faison developed the drug for himself and he's using it to keep his daughter alive, keep himself alive, so she can work for him. So yeah, the bad dude may be Britt Westbourne's bad dad. Peter August, could Wes Ramsey return as Henrik Faison? The second person to consider as the boss is Faison's horrible son, Henrik Faison Wes Ramsey, who is better known by the name Peter August. And yes, he's also dead. But death is not an obstacle on a soap opera. Plus, he was taken away right after he expired, so that's open-ended. Britt's half-brother, so I could see him, in his own sick way, wanting to be close to his sister but also bullying her. Peter was always desperate for Faison's approval, but that's something he could never have. At one point, Britt Westbourne also wanted Faison's approval, but she figured out that that wasn't possible. Peter August's dark influence over Britt Westbourne. Peter wanted to get to know Britt as his sister, but he did so many horrible things to so many people in Port Charles. There's no way that she would ever trust him. But in Peter's twisted mind, maybe this is his way of having Britt in his life, even if he is forcing her to be there. You know, that sounds like something Peter August would do. He wants affection and attention desperately, but he goes after it in the most diabolical way. Don't forget that Peter August was played by Wes Ramsey, who is still dating Laura Wright, who plays Carly Corinthos Spencer. So he does have that in with Frank Valentini. He could be back. Could Nathan West be the big boss on General Hospital? Here's another thing to consider while we are looking at the twisted branches of the Faison family tree. What if the boss is Britt Westbourne's other dead brother, Nathan West, Ryan Pavey? It'd be a big shocker since, despite being Faison's son, Nathan was a truly good guy. Liesl made sure that Nathan did not grow up around Faison. If you remember, Nathan West was raised by his Aunt Madeline Reeves, Donna Mills, and thought she was his mom and that Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous, was his sister. Nathan West's redemption or downfall? Of course, Nathan West was beloved and fans hated when he was killed off. Back then on General Hospital, Nathan West was trying to save his pregnant wife Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, from Faison. But then Faison shot Nathan. That was right before Faison found out Nathan was his son and that he had killed him. Recently, we heard a rumor that Ryan Pavey might be back to General Hospital. I was wondering if he might be someone that was resurrected and this science is being practiced on him. Maybe he's the big boss. That'd be cool. It would be a massive twist because Nathan West was good and the big boss is bad. A dark twist, Nathan West is GH's newest villain? It could be that Britt's brother was resurrected and turned dark or was intentionally made to go dark. I think a dark Nathan West would be amazing to see. Amazing for Ryan Pavey to play, especially if he later somehow got redeemed. If it's a more Faison-esque version of Nathan West, that would explain him tormenting his sister Britt, which he ordinarily wouldn't do. I would say the only way it's Nathan is if something's been done to turn him villainous. Now, if you remember, after Faison died, General Hospital's shrink Kevin Collins, John Lindstrom, had Faison's brain in a jar to study it. That made me think about the WSB memory mapping. It'd be bizarre if it's Faison's memories inside of Nathan West. Could the Cassadine family be behind Britt's ordeal? Now, if it's not a Faison family member, another legacy family full of creepy characters is the Cassadines. There are plenty of dead family members that fans might enjoy seeing back. As we said, it's not going to be Helena Cassadine because the boss is a man. A Cassadine makes sense because Liesl and Britt Westbourne both have ties to Cassadine men. Victor Cassadine, is he the mysterious GH villain? So, they could have resurrected Victor Cassadine, Charles Shaughnessy. He'd be great. He was obsessed with Liesl. It could be Victor saved Britt Westbourne from the hook toxin and the Huntingtons because maybe Victor thinks that would get him in good with Liesl. Of course, Victor Cassadine was bombed to death by the WSB. But hey, you know, death doesn't matter so much. Spencer Cassadine, could there be a shocking GH comeback? Our fifth and final idea, kind of in the same vein as good guy Nathan West coming back, is if they brought back Spencer Cassadine, Nicholas Chavez. Everybody would love to see Spencer Cassadine back even though Nicholas Chavez is not returning. He's way too busy, so the role would have to be recast. Now, Spencer is presumed dead and he generally was pretty good up to the time of his death. But first, his memories might have been mapped over with Victor Cassadine's. Also, Spencer had a pretty dark side as a kid. He is a Cassadine, so he's chock full of evil genes. Also, Spencer was super close to Britt at one point. We'll see who it is. But who are you hoping to find out as the big bad boss
General
running
Hospital
the show? Early spoilers August 18th to 22nd. Alexis unleashes fury and Curtis faces shocking twist. General Hospital spoilers for August 18th to 22nd 2025. See Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn raging and Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner shaken. As we always do on early edition day, we're going to start with what's coming for the rest of this week. Then, we'll dive into what's ahead next week. So let's get into it. Rocco, Lulu, Liesl, and Dante drama on General Hospital. We've got Rocco Falzaroni, Fincar, talking to and reassuring Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza. This may be something minor, like about the dog, because Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens Bruning, has agreed that Outback can come home with them. Of course, she is trying to get Rocco's mind off Liesl Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti. Taking the puppy that Lulu can't take isn't a bad move. That's one of the least objectionable moves Lulu's made recently. But then again, Rocco could be talking to Gio about Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and giving their dad a chance. Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, tells Albrecht that if she tells Rocco that Lulu had her kick Albrecht out of the hotel, she won't just hurt Lulu. She'll hurt Rocco too. But in the end, Carly may relent and let Albrecht stay. It was very transparent what was being done, and Carly can't really trust that Liesl will not tell Rocco the truth. Britt Westbourne, Jocelyn Jacks and Anna Devane confront mysteries. Brennan, Chris McKenna, gets an earful from Pascal, Mark Forget over in Croatia. Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault snaps back at him, saying they both know he's not the one in charge. That's true, but Pascal is reporting to the one who is in charge. Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy tells Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, that the chick he was flirting with, Britt, is supposed to be dead. Vaughn is going to learn from Joss all about the attempt on her life, the Hook killing, and how Britt sacrificed herself. She supposedly died, but there she is alive and well in Croatia. That's very suspicious. I wonder if they're going to report that back to Brennan. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, tells Brennan to start talking. She wants some answers. She's very worried about Jocelyn and the Dalton mission. She wants to know that Joss is going to be okay. Brennan tells Anna that he'd know if something was going wrong, but Anna isn't sure about that. I also wonder if she's going to tell Jack about Britt being at the same resort. Faison's, Anders Hove's daughter is supposed to be dead, and her being there can't be a coincidence, right? Drew Kane, Alexis Davis, and Jason Morgan face tense decisions. Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson announces something stunning. I wonder if he is reiterating that he wants to press charges against Danny Morgan, Asher Jarrett and Tonazan for kidnapping Scout Kane, Cosette Abinante. That is not going to go over very well. Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, doesn't want to do it. Alexis yells at Drew to cut the crap and stop this nonsense about having Danny arrested. Alexis is having a fit because Drew is pressing Detective Chase, Josh Swickard, to go ahead and put Danny in handcuffs. Of course, the kid is scared. Realistically, Scout is not going to like that. Maybe that's the way they can leverage him. It looks like they try to talk Drew out of it and succeed. Jason Morgan, Steve Burton then warns Drew, saying, "Don't ever try to do that through me." So, it sounds like in the end, between Chase and Alexis, they're going to get Drew to relent on having Danny arrested. Hopefully. But this whole situation is only going to get worse. Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, gets an update from Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen. I wonder if she's going to tell her that she really screwed up and slapped one of the doctors at work. Now, that was nothing to do with work, so hopefully Lucas Jones won't report her. I also wonder if Willow is going to mention that Scout went missing and Drew freaked out. There's actually a whole bunch to catch Liz up on. BLQ, Dante and most unlikely allies. Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson encourages Gio. This may be about just talking to Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, and Dante. Michael may say, "You can't stay mad forever." Michael's actually a good person to talk to because he has a confusing backstory with his parents. Carly told some lies about his parentage, then his stepdad murdered his real dad. It's much more complicated than Joe's situation if you think about it. Meanwhile, Dante and BLQ try to come up with a strategy. It may be about how to break through this wall and get Gio to at least talk to them. Chase catches up with Willow. I wonder if he's going to tell her about his talk with Michael. He is definitely on Team Willow in this. I wonder if he's going to say that Drew was pressing him to arrest Danny. She will be stunned about that. Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, tries to reason with Drew. This whole situation with Danny and Scout may have Drew doubling down on, "Look, I'm just going to take my daughter and leave town." Molly doesn't want Alexis to try for a custody suit. They need to bring the temperature down. Maybe Molly can be the voice of reason. Stella Henry, Vernay Watson, pushes Kay to try and get Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali back. Stella doesn't want them to give up on each other. She thinks they're a great couple. Drew Kane manipulates Jason Morgan's mission, Curtis Ashford unraveled. We wrap up the week with Michael being manipulated by Drew. I wonder if Drew will circle back around and offer some kind of deal. Maybe Scout can come over more if Drew relents and lets Willow see the kids. Some kind of emotional quarter remain blackmail on General Hospital. Jason is in Croatia, looking sharp in a suit instead of his usual mobster black. He has a dicey interaction with Pascal. He is obviously looking for Britt and also looking for Jocelyn. Speaking of Miss Jax, she is quite frustrated. I wonder if they will report back to Jack. She and Vaughn are told she has to avoid Britt. If she sees Jocelyn, that will blow their cover because everyone knows she's not Mrs. Nash, as she's calling herself. Jason is in Croatia on a mission. He obviously wants to talk to Britt alone. Maybe he also wants to find Joss and have a word with her as well. Curtis is all shaken up by the end of the week. Maybe he's going to find out that Aunt Stella is being investigated for insurance fraud. Felicia Scorpio, Christina Wagner, counsels Dr. Isaiah Gannon, saw Andy Wilson. He may talk to her about what he saw with Curtis and Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper. Isaiah kind of seems to have a little thing for Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr. He may not like the way Jordan is behaving. I think Felicia might tell him to mind his own business. But we'll see. This week, it looks like DA Justine Turner, Nazneen contractor, stops by Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard house. They are looking friendly. Upcoming week spoilers: Drew, Alexis, Willow, Sonny, and GH twists. Drew keeps on scheming. He's having Stella investigated to hurt Curtis. He's trying to take Michael down so that Willow can get her kids back. Now he's trying to keep Scout away from the QS and Alexis. He's battling Alexis in another front. Drew has way too many irons in the fire. Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda, is looking for the right moment to reveal that Sonny bribed the judge, or at least that's what it looks like. The goal is to give Michael sole custody. Stella may be in serious trouble. She is at risk of losing her job as a patient advocate, thanks to Drew shining a light on some of her finagling of insurance documents. I mean, I think we'd all like to have a Stella in our lives, finagling insurance for us. Curtis is going to be outraged. He may figure out pretty quickly that Drew is behind it. Britt, Willow, Jason and more, what's next for GH characters? Britt may defy orders again and wind up in trouble. Willow is not going to give up. Jason and Britt have a reunion. It has to be out of sight of Pascal. Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, is plagued by second thoughts over payday versus self-respect after what Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott said. Christina Corinthos Davis's Kate Monsey reckoning is on the way.